What's up everybody, this is Saber, and today we are checking out the Spartan. Now this was previously named the Gladius, or Gladius, as someone corrected me on a previous video. And yeah, I finally got the shell done. Now this is the basic shell. There are going to be two variants, so one will not have the hangar door that just passed by there. The other one will, because there's going to be a planetary lander version, and then there's going to be a fighter version, I guess, for lack of a better phrase, because it's not... Some people would consider this a heavy fighter, others would not. It is about 150 meters long, close to there. So some people think of it as fairly large, others don't, whatever. But basically its main purpose, as most of you know, is to be taking out pirate stations and pirate squadrons. So that is what its purpose is. But yeah, I just want to go ahead and give you guys a quick update now that the shell is complete. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into my Steadicam and zoom up to some of the details that I've got, because I spent a lot of time on this ship. Basically every single detail that I put into it, I did like 2 or 3 versions of before I was finally satisfied, and there are still points on the ship where there are things that I want to work on. So yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and jump into my Steadicam. Okay, so I guess we'll just start from the back and work our way forward. So you can see here, I've got a totally different engine design. The last engine design that I had, it wasn't working for me. It was too contained, and I wasn't going to be able to get enough thrust out of it. Obviously, I'll put thrusters in other places, but I wanted to go ahead and focus on having one primary engine, but then I kind of had 4 around it. This is still probably the most work in progress area of the exterior, because I'm not super happy about it. But basically, I wanted to look like it was 4 different engines and then a primary one. So each one I wanted to give this sort of really hot look to it. So I added this gradient in here with crystals, where it goes from orange to white hot. So hopefully that will kind of come through in the design. It also has a bunch of engines on this thing, actually. Somebody mentioned that I should do like engines all over it, just to look like it actually has directional thrusting. And I sort of did that. I didn't carry it out throughout the entire design, but there are engines kind of all over, facing downwards, and some multi-directional ones, if you will. So I kind of tried to include engine type looking things. And now obviously the ones here on the cannons are not as much of engines, but the backside and bottom side of them pretty much are. So before we get to the cannons, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of slide up the wing here and show you guys what I've got here. Now I kind of zoomed in on some of the stuff before, but I just wanted to give you guys a better shot of it. So here we've got the swarm missile pods that open. I would almost consider these details right here to be sort of engines, because it's just the way that I kind of imagine it is it's got this piping that's going down to an engine in there that's just blasting inside of there, making everything super hot. It's not the best design ever, but I don't know, it's just kind of what it looks like to me, because it looks like it's just super hot inside of there with those crystals. So going back here along the tail section, got a bunch of these, just kind of wrapped them around the cowling, because I didn't want it to be just a solid cowling. I wanted it to look, well, kind of match the style of the other wingy bits that I've got on this thing. But the 2 variants are going to be fairly different. It's not going to be anything super drastic, but I will have windows all over the place in the planetary lander version. It's going to be much more crew friendly, whereas the fighter version is going to be more based around a single pilot taking out all the stations and stuff. So yeah, just kind of wanted to give you guys a look here what we've got. We'll go ahead and do the underside, because there's not a whole lot going on under here as far as logical stuff goes. It's mostly just for decoration. So let's go ahead and get a good shot of this. Now I actually spent a decent amount of time on this. It was mostly, it was like the second to last thing that I did, really. The engine was the last, but I just kind of wanted to continue the plate design that I had with the orange armor plate, but then also throw in some more details like this whole section back here. I'm pretty happy with, actually. So that will end up staying, and the fighter version, since it's losing this hangar, will kind of have this design continued on back, and maybe have some more engines thrown into this area. I think that's what I'll probably end up doing, because it's going to need to be more agile. But yeah, that's I really had a lot of fun kind of sorting out how to weave stuff in and out of the bottom of this thing, and it was a lot of fun. So then for the cannons, there are 4 cannons on this thing, 4 primary cannons. The 2 inner ones are going to be more powerful just because they have more space for systems near the interior of the ship, but they are pretty much the same design. They're sized a little bit differently, but I wanted to keep the same kind of design going on through here. And yeah, I don't know what weapon systems I'm going to put in them yet. Kind of tossing that around, but I may do variants even just on weapon systems, I'm not sure. But wanted to get, again, continue a lot of the lines through the ship, so it's mostly angles, not a whole lot of straight lines on this thing, other than some of the ones that just sweep straight back, but there aren't a whole lot of those. And this intake cowling, which we could, well, I could explain why I put intakes on it, but we'll get to that in another time. I'll probably try and go through some of the details that I did previously, well, that I have done on this thing in a next video, I mean, because I don't have a whole lot of time right now, but I would like to actually go through how to do some of those details with you guys, if you're interested in that sort of thing. Because yeah, it's kind of a new mini-series that I want to do. Again, I have like a bajillion mini-series that I want to do, but that's something I do want to focus on, is some of the tricks and tips of some detailing and stuff for you guys. So this, what I've been calling the neck, is coming up here, and I've been working with this thing for the past 2 days, trying to get it to look good, and I think I'm finally content with it. I was worried for a while because it wasn't look like I wanted it to, but I think I finally got it to the point that I want. Now, having the corners in there kind of messes with some of the lighting, but it is all smooth. Everything flows into the gray armor that's in there. But yeah, I wanted to focus a lot on, like I said in a previous video, just kind of weaving stuff in and out, continuing lines, making sure that everything flows from one part of the ship to the next, and all kind of holds everything together, makes it look like it can really take a hit. And that's pretty much the whole thing. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. If there are any areas that you think should be improved or reworked, please let me know. The next big step for this thing is I'm going to finish the bridge at least, and then I'll break it into the variants, because the bridge will need to be the same, I think, for the 2 variants, and maybe a pathway down to the core room as well. Like, nothing super crazy. I wanted some doors. Other than the main hangar door. But yeah, there's going to be like 3 rooms on the interior that will be common between the 2 variants, but then it will probably be different between all the others, or with all the other rooms. So I'll break it up into the variants at that point, but just know that it will be changing slightly between the 2 variants. But for now, it is pretty much done as far as the basic shell goes. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this one. Again, I had some challenges with this, because it was a different build style than I usually do, but I wanted to push myself as a builder, and so I took a lot of time on each individual area, broke it up into areas, in fact, and kind of spent a lot of time on each one of those, because I wanted to make sure that I could get it as good as I could, focusing on the details and getting the flow and, you know, all this other different stuff. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So I would encourage you guys to challenge yourselves with your builds, because, you know, it's easy to kind of stick to your one build style and then never adapt it, but it's another thing entirely to take your known build style and then just do something, like throw it out the window and do something completely different. Now, I guess I didn't throw it entirely out the window because I wanted to carry through some of my previous styles into this ship, and I think that I did that, but then I added in a lot more micro detailing, which was really nice. Well, not even just micro detailing, just detailing. So yeah, again, hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I think that about does it for this video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe down below, because I will be doing more stuff like this in the future. There will be a nice little mini-series involving this ship and all of the deadly pirates and pirate stations in the future, among all sorts of other things. I've got all kinds of projects planned. So yeah, thank you guys, and I will catch you next time.